Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy, and I help people with their breakups. And today I have a really good topic. It's come up again and again. It's come up with a few recent coaching sessions I've had with clients. Did I ruin my chances with my ex? It's a fair question because when you're in a breakup and you believe that you want your ex back and you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Like the video, throw me a like. If you don't like it, it's better to have an opinion. If you want to send your story into writemac.com and get my full take on your breakup story, talk on FaceTime or Skype, fully unpack what's going on and get some clarity moving forward, that's available for a fee. If you want to send your story in and have it unpacked in a live YouTube video or a private video response, which means that your eyes only, we don't share that with everyone else. That's quite popular. You can send in your full story and get my take on that. Just to get it through everyone's breakup heads, your story, your interpretation is the most important thing that's going to help you or hurt you moving forward. Let me say that again. Your interpretation of what went down and why in the breakup is going to help you or hurt you moving forward. I can help you with that part. I'm the compass, I'm the map, I'm the Swiss Army knife to get you out of the forest and help you get out and get moving forward. I'm not the one that's actually going to find the hidden path or the shortcut. You follow me? So, did I ruin my chances with my ex? Great question. And it comes up all the time. And you know what? Sometimes in a moment, it's simply put like, wow, you did that? You said that? I mean, for example, there's been plenty of times people have sent in their story to me. We've done a live coaching session. I'm like, okay, stop saying sorry. Stop going to her house. Stop declaring how much you love her and how great you're going to be in the future and giving her gifts and stuff like that because it's not working, but it also lacks any sort of dignity or pride on your end. And the number one thing you have to do is realize why you broke up. What was the problem? And if you can't fix it, you have to accept what it is. Now, here's the issue that a lot of people have. We had a great relationship. We loved each other. We're wine glasses and rose petals and wine glasses. It's been absolutely fantastic, Mike. The amount of times I've heard people tell me we never fought, but there's some problem that's holding you back from staying together. Now, what happens is if that problem is puzzling to the other side where they're like, wow, this is what really grounds to break up, it leaves an open loop, sort of this cliffhanger to where you're like, this doesn't match up with the relationship we've had. This doesn't match up with how good I've been to you. And so I won't accept your reasons for the breakup. And in doing so, I start to unpack, well, if I say sorry and I'm better, I'm a better boyfriend or I'm a better husband or I'm a better girlfriend, and I go out of my way, I go above and beyond, then maybe they'll change their mind. Does it work? Can. Absolutely can. Sure. If that was the problem, that you weren't showing enough attention, and that could be intimacy, or you weren't showing enough gratitude, you weren't complimenting them enough, that may work. A lot of times that's not the problem. Sometimes the problem is deeper. And so if the problem is deeper, then it might not work. Now, here's where it gets different. At some point during your breakup, you have to stop looking for things that might work to get them back. Because the ultimate thing, stay with me on this, the ultimate thing is to get you back to where you feel like you don't need them. You love them, you care about them, you had a great relationship, but you don't need them. You accept the reasons for the breakup, and you're going to take this time as an individual to unpack things in your own life that are in your control, such as who you are and what you're about and where you're headed in life, goals, wishes, thoughts, whatever. You look at your life and you unpack things you can do. Now, did I ruin my chances with my ex? The interpretation is completely up to you. So I had this client. This was about 2 or 3 months ago. I'm not sure on the exact time zone. I'm gonna actually, I've just ordered premium podcast equipment. G Money, it's on deck. I'm so excited about it. I don't even want to do live streams right now until I get these mics and the setup. I got a sound engineer setting it up. I got a couple guys I've hired for the month, and we're going pro. I'm gonna be calling back some of my past clients, um, and talking to them about their breakups, how they've come out of it, where they're at now, where they are now, kind of thing, and doing some live coaching. It's gonna be fun. I'm off topic now, but getting back to this guy, interpretation is up to you. This guy, good dude, good job, good place in his life, 28, tells me this story. This woman had a child that had some, I don't want to say learning disabilities. I don't know exactly what was wrong, but the child had some challenges, and he was totally on board to be there for the kid. I think it might have been Asperger's or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember the exact thing. That being said, he went above and beyond to be there for the kid, which was his pleasure. It is gonna be cool, G Money. I might even get you on a phone call. He went above and beyond. He did this, he did that, and seriously, I read people well. I'm not perfect, but I mean, I could tell by the way he was talking, like he was all in. He was highly attached to the kid. Her family had major issues, and she lived with her parents. And her parents were just up and down all around, had financial problems, were confronting him about the relationship. So he had some hurdles. Sister didn't like him, but as a boyfriend and a relationship for a year, he was great. He was grand. Something happened. She was highly sensitive about how he would treat her child. And he had nothing but good intentions. He actually studied up on whatever the child had and went out of his way. And he made a couple comments that were taken out of context, wrong interpretation. She blew up on him. And she was highly sensitive because the husband that she was with prior to him was abusive, and had just done some, I don't know if I'm going to get into it, but just had a highly abusive individual. So she was very, very sensitive to anything that this guy would do that would scream that he could be similar to the other guy. That being said, she breaks up with him. He goes nuts. He goes to the door. He shows up at her house. She's like, look, I told you we broke up. He did this repeatedly before he came and talked to me. He actually talked to some other breakup coach, some kind of website. He was kind of laughing to me about it. He's like, wow, man, you're so much better than this. It was like Breakup Bob. I don't know. It was like an emergency hotline site or something. I don't know. And he said it was just canned advice. And so when he talked to me and we got into it, I said, look, stop going to her house and showing up and declaring your love. I mean, he even had gift baskets. I'm not joking. Almost like an Easter basket of stuff that he bought for her, that was thoughtful items. Because this is where I'm saying he had good intentions. He wasn't some psycho. He was totally lost at why she'd break up with him because he was such a good boyfriend. He was there for the kid, and he was so close to her. Their intimacy was outstanding. And he couldn't register why she would break up with him. So he went completely overcompensation, started buying her gifts, different things, showing up at her place like, hey, let's talk this out. And if anyone at any moment, I thought to myself, wow, you really ruined your chances. From the outside in, everyone would go, wow, you really ruined your chances. Not really. Because the woman that he was with, well, she had issues with her parents were involved in the relationship, which they weren't good characters. Her sister was another hurdle. She had a highly abusive relationship prior to him. She had issues. She was going to have trouble in any relationship. And this is what happens a lot of times. And this is not anyone's fault. It's just the circumstances. If someone's had highly traumatic relationships prior to a good relationship, they are looking for things to trigger them. And so when they get in a good relationship, they literally sabotage the relationship, because if they sniff just a little bit of what was in a past relationship that was bad, they will break up, they'll overreact, they'll go nuts. And the person's going like, wait a minute, you got that mad, you got that angry. It's not about you. It's about the fact that they have some traumatic experiences in their past and they're looking for things. And I'll add one more thing. There's some people that have had drama throughout their relationship. So they look at a relationship as being up and down and all around. And when a relationship, I'm not going to use the word normal, but is loving and caring and the communication's good, they're thrown off. They're like, what's this? This is almost boring, right? And so this guy, like I said, if this was a recent story. If anyone, I thought, wow, you went back to the house again. So I mean, he literally showed up at her doorstep multiple times with gifts, and she got to a point. She's like, "You're not listening to me. We're done." So at the beginning, it was like, "Yeah, I need some time," and I didn't like what you said. But it got to a point where she was conveying like, "I'm done. Now you're not listening. You're showing up at my house. It's embarrassing," right? So then after we have a long live coaching session, we unpack all this stuff. He looks at it from a different angle. He's like, maybe I should write a letter. So I'm like, look, I'm not the one that's going to tell you what you cannot do or you have to do. I want to unpack the scenarios of why you're thinking about doing that so you can make the decision for yourself. It's a different approach. And so we went through it, and I'm like, look, you can send a letter, but you've already said everything that you want to say in that letter by when you showed up at the doorstep. She's not receptive. She's sick of you hounding her, and you're being annoying. It's highly unattractive. So what's he do? He sends a letter. Now, did he ruin his chances? He's like, oh, look, I sent the letter. I didn't get really a response. It's like, no, you didn't ruin your chances, because here's the thing. This whole idea that you ruin your chances, let's unpack that individually. First of all, there's no guarantee that any one thing you do or don't do is going to result in you getting back together. The thing about a breakup is, even if you get back together, it doesn't mean you're going to last. You're more likely to break up down the road if you've broken up once or twice. So this idea that you ruined it, you ruined your chances, it's not true. Let me get to G Money's comments here. I think a lot of people view no contact as a means to get a person back, and true purpose is to get yourself back. Sounds cliche, but it's true. I agree. It does sound cliche. It's something I've preached since the beginning of my channel. It's to get you back on deck, and it's a bonus if your ex comes back. When a relationship starts to fray, it can make people panic, and they start to cling even harder to their partner, which pushes them away. People are afraid to give their partner space out of insecurity. Absolutely. I call it overcompensation, right? It's like have you ever seen someone overdo the flashy accessories, like gold rimmed glasses, designer handbag? Maybe someone's like, oh no, that shit's hot, that's flashy. It's like, wow, you are trying fake diamond earrings, just flash, Gucci shoes and all that. Just like, wow. To me, that's a massive overcompensation. Someone might go, oh, they're just being fashionable. Seems like they're trying really hard to me. Don't let me get you off your flow, boss. I'm just posting my thoughts. All good, bro. So getting back to this, interpretation is up to you. So what I worked with this guy on is the interpretation of her leaving you when you had a really good relationship. And what she left him on is that he said some bad things to her daughter. And when we unpacked it, I said, hey, look, from what you just told me you said, I wouldn't have taken it that way. The fact that you read these books on how to help parent a kid like that, you've done these things. If she's going to bail on you because of those things you said, and now you have to walk on eggshells when here's the thing about a miscommunication or a misunderstanding. Pretty much most of communication is a misunderstanding a lot of times. It is, because people interpret words and things differently in body language. Like text is the worst misunderstanding. So I said, look, if you've done all these things, this was not going to be the only time this happened. She's looking for reasons for you to offend her about her kid. And the minute you said something, then I said, did you say sorry? He said, yeah, I apologized. I said, hey, you took it the wrong way, but I apologize. I'll be more sensitive in the future. And then it's like, at that point, she should be understanding and meet you halfway on the bridge. So you're setting up a relationship where you're walking on eggshells now and not being yourself. So did you ruin a relationship? No. She just showed you that she's going to be unreasonable in the future about these things. If you believe you ruined them, then you did. If you believed you ruined, I didn't write that correctly. That's bad grammar. If you believed you ruined the relationship, then you did. What do I mean by that? Beliefs are powerful. Oh, I ruined my chances. Well, if you believe that, it's true. The reality is, who fucking knows? No one goes back and goes, oh, you know what? I would have got back with Sal had he done this, this, and this. The worst one I hear is, oh, I wish he would have fought for the relationship. If I hear that, I just fucking cringe. Oh, if he would have fought more for the relationship. To me, if a woman does that, what did he need to fight? What are you looking for? Further attention? To me, that's like a Hollywood thing. Oh, I want it. And the reality is most women aren't attracted to guys that show up on the doorstep with roses and candy and go, I'm so sorry, I'll never do it again. Now, if they did something really, 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 really wrong and it's very cut and dry, but like if someone's rejected you, you need to accept it and move forward. That's actually attractive. How to change the frame. How do you change the frame if you think, did I ruin my chances with my ex? This is actually something I can help you with if we could do a live coaching session. Did I ruin my chances with my ex? You're going through this. So that's a frame you're looking at the breakup. Shit, I blocked her. Now I ruined my chances. She'll never be able to contact me again. Well, that's just one frame of a guess. The reality is you blocked her because you want to move forward and you've had enough. You were a good boyfriend. You were a good husband. You were there for her. And if she can't see that, you stand tall. You got dignity, pride, and a set of balls on you. That's different, right? Doesn't that sound like a better frame than, oh, I ruined my chances? Another one. You were weak. You were needy. You cried at the doorstep. You did this. You did that. Lesson learned. Shit, I'm never going to do that again. I'm never going to put myself in that position again. Lesson learned. Next, clarity. You went to the door, 5 times in 2 weeks. You called her off the hook. She's not been receptive. Clarity. She's not interested in reconciling. He's not interested right now. So now a lot of times people, I just don't know what to do. Well, what you're doing currently with pounding down the door, calling 100 times, texting, pity seeking, that's not going to help you. It's not going to work. It's not going to help you. And it actually makes you feel like shit. How do I not do this again? Talk to a breakup coach like myself, read some good books, take a step back, look at who in your life, who in your sphere of influence, who has been through what I've been through and won. It's a really good question to ask. Who do you know that you're like, wow, they've been through a couple marriages or they've been through a couple breakups and they came out pretty damn clean. That's the person that you want to bounce off your breakup, okay? What if there was never a chance? Great question to answer. Instead of saying, did I ruin my chances? What if there was never a chance anytime soon? Because a lot of times, there was never a chance. There was never a chance. Too well, my friend. Right on, Azam. Who cares if you do? Just replace, don't chase. That's a woman's ego. She wants the reassurance of someone chasing her while she chases the hot guys. Hey, Coach, good morning from Cali. What's up, Jen? Wow, it feels like everyone's leaving California. All these big name podcasters, what have you, like Joe Rogan, Ben Shapiro, all these people are just dishing out especially LA, I guess. Cali, people are leaving. Mikey Mike, H22 Sparks. What's up, bud? Have more girls around you is a good strategy. Yeah, yeah. Actually, it is. Oh, man. Oh, man. It's so true. That's why I'm laughing. Uh, SMS Productions, good morning. Yeah, you have to believe in yourself and say, fuck it, more women out in the world. I mean, it's easier said than done. But I mean, the alternative of saying, oh, did I ruin my chance? What if there was never a chance? You know, oftentimes you're in a breakup and someone's going like, so people do this all the time. They go, I know she's not seeing someone else. She might be. I mean, I don't like to put that thought in your head, but I mean, the idea that you ruined your chance. I'll tell you this, especially after you beg and plead when it's over, you're not going to get back together in a day or night. And I'll tell you what, if you do get back together within a week, that means that someone used the breakup as a way to negotiate. So whenever you're in a relationship, you negotiate going out to dinner, you negotiate where you go for Christmas holidays, you negotiate, where you're going to spend money. There's all kinds of different things you negotiate on, right? Negotiations are off when you break up, but a lot of times there's people out there that will use a breakup to win a negotiation. And so when you fold on that negotiation, they might lose respect for you. They might take you back, but then they're going to use the breakup as a negotiation ploy again and again and again. Well, then maybe I'll just leave. And it's like, oh, don't do that. I'll do whatever you say. Puts you in a really bad place. Next one. What if it's not you? What if what if the breakup is not about you and it's not about them? I see this time and time again with relationships in their early to mid 20s. It's not you, it's me. I just don't think I want to be in a relationship right now. Comes up all the time, especially women for men. And the guy's like, I thought our relationship was great. I thought it was right. It's like, well, she didn't. She probably has a few single friends that are having a lot of fun. Yeah. How'd you know? I've been doing this a while. She's got 2 roommates. They're both single. They get trashed every weekend. And then she hangs out with them. And then like 2 months later, she wants to break up. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. It's not you. So what do I mean by that? You didn't ruin your chances. It was inevitable because curiosity didn't kill the cat. Curiosity is just human nature. Curiosity is one of those things. It's like, wait a minute, I'm 24 years old. I'm at the peak of my life. I got single friends out here posting these hot chicks they're going out with, and I'm missing out. I remember when I was in my mid-20s, full disclosure, had a great girlfriend, treated me fucking outstanding. I remember we're at the height of our relationships, like 3 years in, lived together. No complaints, right? And I remember one of my friends went single for like a year. When I say went single, like he had been in a monogamous relationship for like 6-7 years, one of my best friends. So he started going out again, right? So, I mean, he's one of my best friends. I'm gonna go out with him, and I hung out with him, and he was going through a breakup, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna hang out with you more often, And I was having fun, and he was single. There was a couple other friends that were single, and I was like, damn, it would be nice to be single right now when we're going out. You know what I mean? What if it's not you? What's the root problem? This is a really good question. When you're thinking like, I don't want to ruin my chances. What's the root problem? Is the root problem that if you do everything right during the breakup, you'll get them back? Or is the root problem not going away? Is the root problem that you are different religions and your families will never accept each other, and therefore you can't get married? This one comes up a lot. Is the root problem something that's just, it's not ruined, it's just there? If everything went right, could she still break up with you later on? So if you look back and you ruined your chances, right? What would have been the right path that would have increased your chances? If you say like, oh, I showed up at her doorstep crying and begging, and I said bad things about her best friend and her roommate. I was like, I've heard this before. I'm like, you did that? You said that? I'm like, wow. I mean, one of the biggest ones is engagement rings. People will go, this one guy, he broke up with his girlfriend. They were engaged, and he was like, yeah, he broke up with her, but then wanted her back. And then he was like, well, can I at least get the ring back? Because he was still making payments on it. I'm like, if you ask for that ring back, that's completely done, probably. And he was like, I just told her to keep it, because I'm like, you broke up with her. I mean, there's certain things. Another client I had, I'm just going through the Rolodex in my head right now. Another client I had, they broke up. This was petty. He was young. He was like 19 or 20. He had bought her an iPhone. And when they broke up, I think she was on his plan, but she was paying for it or something like that. So he made this big deal about it and demanded the iPhone back because he said she was going to pay him back for it or something. I was like, that's the kind of thing that you didn't necessarily ruin your chances, but you know what I mean? I mean, she's not going to want to get back to you. It's not about the money. I think he contacted her parents about it too. That's another one that's really low. Contacting someone's parents about your relationship and your breakup. Now, getting back to the idea that you ruined your chances, there's still a possibility, a strong possibility that there never was a chance to get back together. What do you control? Yourself. So start looking in the mirror about improving yourself. So I do have no likes right now with 13 on deck. I really appreciate that, folks. You're really speaking. Brand new Skinner, what's up, bro? And they're gonna bring the California to the rest of the country because we're still jailed up here in California. God, build your rotation of individuals that appreciate you and develop abundance mindset. I agree, Mike. Nice. Yo. Do you ever remember that? Well, Skinner, I'm not sure your age. You're in your 20s. You can't play with my yo-yo. That's an old Ice Cube and Yo-Yo. Great old school hip hop song. If you get her back by pleading, they have the frame. A second breakup is incoming. I don't want to be in a relationship with you. I have another guy I want to try. Mike says, or she likes it, or she's like, it's not you, it's me. I'm a hoe and I need my freedom. That's one interpretation of it, Mike. What's the difference between a guy saying, you know what, I want my freedom and I want to hook up with other women? I mean, especially when you're in your 20s or something like that, it's very common. And so, like, when someone goes, oh, I ruined my chances, it's like, well, you didn't really ruin your chances because the circumstances are the same. People have a hard time believing that the person they love found a better option than them. Your time is up. She needs some pace to go bang other people. I'd be like, all right. And I would just bounce to speak to other people and don't accept her back because who the hell knows where she's been? Whenever you are in confusion about how to behave, ask yourself, what would a guy with 3 hot chicks in bed would do or say? Do it. Whenever you are in confusion about how to behave, ask yourself, what would a guy with 3 hot chicks in bed would do or say? Do it. Yeah, you're basically saying that guy doesn't give a fuck about a breakup or an individual woman because he's got hot chicks, correct? Interesting way to look at it. It's his iPhone. He deserves it. No, I mean, anyone claiming back gifts after they break up, I find it petty. I just find it petty. If you own a house with someone, yeah, no, you need to split that fucking up. I mean, if you help someone buy a car, and it was under the impression that you had the down payment and they were going to make the payments and you're making like expensive items like that. Oh, so this is something that comes up. Oh God, the iPhone. I went through that with my ex. I knew she would sell it. So I just cut it off. Thanks for the like, Jen. It's different. Guys' strategy is unlimited access to unlimited sexual quantity, women quality. Exactly. So I did have a client that I did a session with earlier this week. And although if you pay for a live coaching session, I always tell people you can email me. I won't respond right away, but I know your story and you're free to email me as long as the story, the question's not very long or something like that. So he wrote me this, and this is one of the reasons I picked this topic for the live stream today. It's so and so. I won't say a name. I really appreciate the call that we did. I was wondering if I can get a quick inquiry about something. I just noticed that my ex just blocked me. Let me get a timestamp on this for him. 31 minutes. Okay. I was wondering if I can get a quick inquiry about something. I just noticed that my ex just blocked me on Instagram. The fact that you noticed that your ex blocked you on Instagram is a no-no. That means that you somehow think that that's a significant step in the wrong direction. You're already broken up. Your ex blocks you, and you're like, oh my God, does this mean that we're really finished? Well, you're already broken up. There's a lot of couples, man or woman, that will block you during a breakup for a variety of reasons, which all mean I don't want to see my ex right now because we're broken up. It's strange because I don't post anything on my Instagram. I just use it to share funny pics and video clips. So you do use it just for funny pics and video clips. So it's not like she's trying to block my post. The only reason I can see her doing this is that she's trying to block me from seeing her post. Possible. Remember, you're guessing here. So this is where full no contact and going all in is really good, because you go, oh, instead of me trying to figure out why they're doing, I would rather be the first one to block, go all in on social media fasting, and go, I'm not going to contact them. We've tried to work this out. We're at a stalemate, and do it that way. Then, oh my God, they blocked me. What does that mean? I think she did this. I think means I don't know. So this is your interpretation. This is an assumption, and assumptions do what? She did this within the last day or so. This has definitely surprised me. During this whole breakup, I've seen her like some of my family members post, so that made me feel slightly good about the chances of getting back. If she liked your family post, that means nothing. I'm sorry to be curt and honest, but an individual could be done romantically with you and easily like a post of your family dog or your mom's birthday. And so the idea that that somehow held some kind of weight was wishful. Just being honest. But now I'm pretty shocked here. After all we've been through, how close we were, how this breakup has gone, how amicably it ended, all the emotion. So you're saying you're in a break. So you're saying it's a breakup. It ended. Those are your words. So it's not surprising that she'd block you on Instagram if she's done with you and you're done with her. Because a lot of times people don't block you because they're angry at you. They block you because they don't want to see what you're up to, because it hurts them from moving forward. All the emotion she's shown over the phone, calls and stuff, my heart was sunk. This is the last thing I thought would happen. What could this mean? Why would she do this now? Well, there could be a variety of things here, but I'm just, this is throwing darts in the wind. The real answer, who cares? You're like, what? What do you mean? That's not the answer I was looking for. No, that's where you need to be. You need to get to a point at this point. She fucking blocked me? Fuck it. I'm done. Why? Well, I want to get back with her. I don't want to have an attitude like that. Well, sit around wishing, hoping, and trying to figure out how to put together a puzzle where you don't have all the puzzle pieces. What are you going to call her and go, why did you block me? That would be a no-no. So, I mean, at this point, what could this mean, and why? Give up trying to be Sherlock Holmes on the Instagram blockage and embrace the fact, like, she blocked me after all we've been through. This is a different frame. We've been through this. We've been through that. I accept the breakup. I've been there for her. Our families are close. We had this great relationship. She's going to block me on Instagram. I'm done. That would be a better frame. Is it officially over now? Let me read your words. After we've been through how close we were, how this breakup has gone. So the breakup has gone. How amicably it ended. All the emotion she's shown over the phone, my heart sunk. Is it officially over now? Right now, it is over. Who knows in the future? Things change. And this particular individual, I know your story because we did a breakup set, we did a coaching session. Could she come back? Yeah, because you were a good boyfriend. You're a stand-up guy. You got a lot going for you. You got good goals. I told you that. If she can't see that, that's her loss. Is it officially over now? Here's how I'm going to frame this for you. Every single individual in a relationship in the world is never guaranteed tomorrow. That seems deep. It seems dramatic, but it's gospel. Think about that for a moment. Anyone in a relationship, let's just go even further, romantic, monogamous relationship, is capable of having it ended in a day. So, right now, is it officially over now? Yes, you're broken up. Get out of the gray area. That being said, could she call you in 3 months, 6 months, 7 months? Sure. Sure, because you're a good dude and you were good in the relationship and you accepted the breakup. Does that mean because she blocked you on Instagram that there's a possibility that she's giving you a hint that she'll never, ever come back to you again? No. It means that right now she doesn't want to see what you're up to because she's working her way through accepting the breakup further. Did I ruin my chances with getting back with her? No, 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 no. In fact, if you're able to handle this with dignity, pride, and a set of balls, which would mean, oh, she blocked me on Instagram. So what? Oh, she blocked me on Instagram. I guess that means it's time for me to move forward with pride and dignity. I guess that means it's time for me to start embracing being single and being an individual rather than waiting at the bus stop going, did I miss the bus? No, you didn't miss the bus because there's more buses coming, right? Is there any chance now? Yes, there is. There absolutely is. Here's the worst part. There's nothing that you're going to do in your particular situation that's going to turn the needle. Stay in no contact, keep going towards your goal right now, and be you because you got a lot going for you. I understand the growth but my goal is to still try to re-attract her. This was a situation where she needed to find herself. She had issues of her own. This wasn't an issue of you being unattractive. Sorry, this just hit me hard and I'm extremely surprised. I've never had anyone block me, LOL, let alone this. Well, there's a lot of people that block people, let alone this person I've gotten out of an amazing close relationship with for years. Over these last phone calls, over the breakup, she said that I'm her best friend. I don't know if that's a good thing. She misses me. That's a good thing. She cries sometimes while calling. So if that's the case, she misses you, she cries, I'm her best friend, let her sit in it. And here's what I would end with. Careful what you wish for, hon, because this bus isn't coming around for her anytime soon. You got to go on offense, dude. I'm just very confused, so I apologize if this is too much. I appreciate your opinion. No, it's not too much. It's a common question. All right, we got 14 on deck, 7 likes. Right on. My girlfriend's asked her watch back, and he gave it to her, but she sold it to buy my ex. I remember that, G Money. I mean, I just think it's petty if you got your girlfriend a gift and you go back to them. Like I said, if it's a house or it's a car, it's something like extremely expensive, but like jewelry and stuff, I don't know. It's not a gift if it's on your credit. If you can't make the payments, then you don't deserve it. Good morning, Coach Mac. Top of the morning, everyone. What's up, Derek D? Dark Knight. Hey, I'm still out of business class tickets. Hey, I'm still out business class tickets. She still has them when I found out she's dating this. Oh my God, serious downgrade. Whoa, talk about not knowing whether to laugh or feel sorry for her. Well, I mean, whoever your ex ends up with, you're never gonna go, oh wow, what a great catch. They're so much better than me. If you do that, I mean, it's like a wilted flower, I mean, it's just like you're done. But I've always clung to the idea that I don't want to know. Um, and then you get to a point probably when it's, the wounds healed and everything. If you ran into the guy, I have exes. I ran into the guy and I ran into an ex. I don't live in any vicinity towards any of my exes. But if I ran into him, there was someone, I shake the guy's hand, I look him in the eyes, say, "Hey, how you doing, Mac? Nice to meet you." Now, to me, um, that's where you want to get to. Believe me, I've been there, but from the outside looking in, it's pathetic to see people begging and bargaining to get their ex back. The worst one is, aloha, Keisha. I think the worst one is when someone's chasing a bad relationship. That's that. I think the hardest one, the guy that just sent in this email, he believed, and by all means, that he was a good boyfriend. They had a great relationship. He was understanding. He was compassionate. She had these issues. He did everything right, and it still didn't work. That's how a relationship can be sometimes. But I'll tell you what, if someone's gonna bail on me when I think everything's right, then what am I chasing? And then someone gets this false notion, oh, I need to improve. I need to do this. I need to do that. So you're going to change who you are, which was a good person in the relationship, to do what? So, sometimes people are just lost and they need space. I talked to my ex for a good minute the other week, and she says her new dude hates her talking to me, and I don't even know the kid. I don't even know the kid. Are you from Boston? It's got to be an East Coast thing, huh? Facts. Someone could walk outside and get hit by a bus or something. I mean, it's just, the idea that someone could work with someone and meet someone and they fall in love with them and they don't plan it. I remember a girl used to always say, "Well, if I get swept off my feet, that's a possible thing to happen." I don't talk to my ex. Stopped talking to her months ago, so we can both move forward without the awkwardness of getting in a new relationship with stragglers. I love that word, stragglers. I've heard that before. Needing to find one. Very common in relationships in their 20s. Very common line I've come across again and again from females aged 23 to 28. In relationships where the guy thought it was fucking peaches and cream, rose petals and wine glasses. And the guy's like, "Oh, I was just so shocked. I did everything right." It's like, well, um, to me, needing to find oneself, if you've ever watched like some of these Hollywood movies, like what's the one I'm thinking of? Like Thelma and Louise? No, not Thelma and Louise. You know, people go through these moments, and when someone says they need to find themselves, something's triggered that where they're not happy with where they're at or what they're doing, something's not enough. And they actually, I think this is very common for women with men in their mid to late 20s, is they actually feel guilty that they are checking out other guys, or they're developing the notion that they might want to be single again. And so when they start to feel guilty because they're like, he's a good guy, he does everything right, it's just not fun anymore. Or it's just not this. Because I think in the past, thinking like, early times, women by the age of 25 had a couple kids. It's just that societies have changed. But, early 1900s all the way up to the 1950s, there was a purpose set in place. Whether that was good or bad or happy or sad, those relationships were still good and bad. But I think when women get up to that age and they're kind of living this monogamous relationship and they're with a guy and they're into each other, relationships long term, they have these steps where it's like you meet each other, you're highly attracted, intimacy's great, it's grand, you have fun. Then hopefully the next step is maybe spending more and more time together. Then maybe the next step, maybe you get an apartment together. Maybe the next step is you move to a community you always wanted to. Maybe the next step is to get a condo together. Maybe like there's steps. And I think you get to a point where if you don't want to get married and have kids, you just stop at one of the steps, and then they're like, and then no one says it because they're like, I don't really want to have kids, I don't want to get married, but I also don't want to be with this person for the rest of life, staying at one step. Does that make sense? The best steps to get someone back is the same as moving on. I agree. If if you give a gift, it should be without expectation. If you ask for it back after a breakup, it was given. I mean, the thing is with a ring, a couple of the guys have told me, well, it's like 4 grand. I'm making payments on it. I'm like, look, if it's going to make you destitute and broke, then maybe you ask for it. But I'm saying, like, if there was anything that might ruin a chance of getting back together, it's asking for a possession that you gave to them, because they'll hang on that. But if you have to ask for something back, you're bitter. And if your ex is with someone else, it doesn't matter what you think. They think their current partner is better than you. Nobody willing to downgrade after they initiate a breakup. You don't monkey branch to a worse branch. I'm saying they see the new person as superior. If they do, yeah. If they do it through, no. What's up, Leandra? How are you, hon? It is a BS line. She wants him as a plan B while she explores plan A. I've so many times in coaching, so I'll be like, well, that sounds good for her. Woman's perspective. When a woman in her 20s wants to find herself, it's a cop out. She wants to party. And a lot of times it's mutual friends. A guy, what would a guy say in that situation? Guys on here, we got 15 on deck. So Jen, thanks for chiming in on that, hon. What would a guy say if he wanted to just party at 24, 25? The interesting thing that I find is I think that men between 23 and 28 that are in a good relationship, have a good girlfriend, they will always, maybe I shouldn't say always, they're always looking at the menu, meaning that they're always checking out other women. But they're able to pivot back and go, well, I'm going home to my girlfriend. But deep down, a lot of times they're okay with it. They don't feel guilty about it. This whole emotional cheating idea, that a guy's not going to go, hey, Jen, check out the hot blonde in the back. Like, ooh. But he's thinking it. I believe that there's women out there that get to a point where they check out guys and they start to feel guilty about it. Like, maybe I'm having second thoughts about Todd because I was checking out a coworker. Like, a guy won't even say anything about it. But what about the ex that keeps contacting as friend? Even after you tell them, I don't want to be friends. Totally ignore me, keep sending me videos about voting. Well, I mean, if he's really passionate about the voting thing, that might be genuine. I mean, where's your power, Keisha? Block him. I mean, the voting thing, like I said, that could be something he's just trying to empower a bunch of different people and get on his team. Those are kinds of emails or texts that you can send out to multiple people. Thanks, Jen. Like your honesty. Constantly be the best option, or a woman will doubt that you're the best they can do, especially young women. They need to feel like they have the best possible man. Oh, Johnny. Best name on the live stream. That's the wrong mindset. Don't behave to keep her. Make her work to keep you. Don't be her best option. Make her work to be valid option for you. She needs to earn it. He can't do it if you block him on all social media. You gave him the opportunity to respect your boundaries. Now you have to enforce a good sentence. It's true. Double D's right. I mean, then you'd know where he stood, because he'd be like, did you really block me? It's like, look, I don't really want to be friends. You will not concern yourself with her expectations. It's about you. Make sure she meets yours and keep doing so. The thing about friends with benefits after you break up can work, as long as you guys are mutually agreed upon the boundaries of that, and you're not going to get bitter or upset with each other. It can. Every situation is different. No woman wants a far wants a fat, broke loser. Self-improvement is great, but you're lying to yourself if you think people don't improve themselves to be attractive to the opposite sex. You know what gets me, G Money? Is when individuals will go, individuals will go, oh, you go out with a group of friends and they'll go, oh, Mac gets all the girls or John gets all the girls, or like, yeah, it's just because of the way you look, or yeah, you just know how to charm or something. It's like this shit can be learned. You know what I mean? It's a cop out a lot of times. You can become good at the piano. You can become good at talking to women. You can become better at the way you look. Some people, unfortunately, the looks gods haven't taken care of them. But you actually, you know, can work on your body. You can do things for yourself to improve those areas. And some people just succumb to the fact like, oh, well, this guy's just better looking, or that's why, or this woman's just better looking. It's like if you put all your efforts into, if you put more effort into looking better, would you feel better? It's a good question to ask. Just block him. He's roping you. I don't know if I don't. I've never heard that term, roping. Yes, make women qualified, even, but women only want to qualify to a high value. I'm a commitment phobe. I need a break. I need to focus on my career. Doing well, good. So become a high value man so that you can wield power in the relationship. Hypergamy is based in doubt, so leave no room for doubt. Be her hypergamous best option. Just don't be high value for her. Be high value because it feels right. Otherwise, it's just simping. Um, well, yeah, you don't want to try. The worst thing that comes up in breakups is sometimes guys are like, I want to show her I change. Well, did you not like who you were before? And by the way, no one believes that you're going to change in a day or a week. Don't care how good you are, there will always be better. Mac, do you find it strange? Mac, do you find it strange for an ex's friend to keep you as a social media friend while you aren't friends with your ex on social media? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. My exes in my past, her friends always liked me. I don't think I've ever had a friend that didn't like me. So um, I actually have exes, friends that are a friend on that. And yeah, absolutely. I think it's a compliment that they found you to be a good dude. And, if you found them to be a friend, I don't think it's strange at all. I mean, I wouldn't, as a guy, someone was just asking me this recently. They're like, do you have some unwritten rules in your life? I was like, yeah, I would never hook up with one of my friends' girlfriends or past girlfriends. That's up to you. I mean, it's an individual thing. Um, so if me and David are buddies and I've met your wife or your girlfriend a few times and maybe we share some common interest or in the same field of work or something like that. Because to me, social media is not. It's a very casual. I don't even know how to say it. It's a very distant relationship, and so I just find it harmless. I don't put a lot of weight on it. Nope, there's no better than me. Azam says they're keeping tabs. I would say go ahead and keep tabs. I don't give a shit. Um, I thought so as him. I mean, I don't know her friends' relationship and how good of friends they are. You know the kind of person she is already, so you'd know better than I do in that situation. Would I have a problem with it? No, especially when the individual watches my Insta stories. Ignore or simply delete. I mean, did she watch your stories before the breakup? Is she very active on Instagram anyways? I definitely probably wouldn't block her out of spite because of the other person. Wasn't close to her friend though. But I mean, with Instagram and things like that, there's people with what 1,000, 5,000 followers, so you're just a peon. We got an interesting topic coming on tomorrow. Jessica will be on 11 a.m. Indo-China time, and we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about nice guys versus puas, pickup artists. And the funny thing is, Jessica's like last week we were talking before we got on the live stream, and she's like, "Pickup artist?" She's like, "Pua? What does that even mean?" Oh God. So I think it's going to be interesting because I think women would like to think that they would prefer a nice guy, but if they look at the Rolodex of past relationships, a guy that would be more and I'm not an expert on who's a pooer because I know that's a term that people wear as a badge on their sleeve that they've been through training and different things. Um, that they've read the books or done the things. I mean, all the information's out there. Uh, but I used to look down on the poo guys, but they're just looking at the game without rose-colored glasses. It's a jungle out there, and nice guys are prey. Uh, the interesting thing, if you read I think one of the best books on the pickup community would be The Game by Neil Strauss, who's a great writer, and maybe the follow-up book on The Truth. Um, so full disclosure, I'll talk about this tomorrow. I don't consider myself an expert on what would clarify if someone's a pua or a pickup artist. That being said, um, the nice guys, I don't know if I would call them prey, uh, but a lot of times they're chasing their own tail, and they cling to the idea repeatedly, like, "Well, I'm a nice guy." They identify with it. And they look down on someone that's a pickup artist. I would say that if you can find a happy medium in between there, if a 10 was a poo and a 1 was a nice guy, I'm just giving some kind of scale on this. And like the biggest pickup artist would be a 10. I would say that maybe you'd want to be at 7 or 8 on the extreme. Nice guys are who women settle down with after they spent their college years getting ran through. Nice way to put it. That's very poetic. That's something that Rational Male, that's what Rollo would say, Rollo Tomasi. Um, there's probably some truth there. There's probably some truth there. I mean, like I said, that this isn't cut and dry, is what I want to say. Talking to so many different people in my life and talking, working different jobs and then doing breakup coaching now and meeting so many different people. Someone's, like I said, on a scale of 1 to 10, if a guy is like, there's ones out there, there's a guy that helped out a year and a half. We just followed up. He was extremely nice. He was just out of this world, overly nice, and he knew it. I put him on to No More Mr. Nice Guy. He's like, oh my God, this book's speaking to me. And it wasn't that he was just a nice guy. It was the way he was raised. He had 3 sisters. I believe his parents split up. His sisters constantly, anytime he stood up for himself or got upset, they'd just say, like, you're just like dad. He had a bad relationship with his father. I mean, it wasn't necessarily his fault. When we unpacked the roots to it, it took some coming out of it. He's never going to be a pickup artist because he doesn't identify with it. But did he have to let go of some of the ideas of just being a doormat sometimes? Yes. Yes, and he did that. You can't just go from 0 to 100 on the nice. Like, someone can't just be a nice guy and then become a Hell's Angel in 2 weeks. Okay. Women, there's some truth to that, Azam. Yes. Women settle down for nice guys, but they despise them. They definitely shit test the hell out of nice guys are who women settle down with after they spent their college years getting ran through. A couple who are my ex's friends want to keep in contact. I'm reluctant given how the breakup went down. I think for your particular situation, if you're reluctant, being the circumstances, I would hold off and maybe just contact them in a year when the smoke is cleared, Leandra, because I know what your thing is. What's your take on it, Mac? I just think that was the question. For your particular situation, I wouldn't cut them off as friends. I would just you might be able to let them know directly, like, look, I'm just taking a break right now from friends, from the relationship and whatnot. It's not personal, and I'll definitely be in contact. Maybe during the holidays or in the coming months. But right now, I'm just taking a break from things. Nice guy will never, especially if you're reluctant. Nice guy will never get a woman's best. Period. Well, what a nice guy creates is a lot of certainty that a woman can get what he wants, and you create spoiled brats. And they create playbooks where they always lose. It's like fuck. Like I can hear scenarios where I'm like, wow, do you ever win? I have a friend. I was like, do you ever win an argument? I mean, sounds like you're always beanbagging it, which means that you have no ball sack. Alpha seed and beta need. Alpha bucks and beta bucks, the two wings of female Hibernian. Be the best combination of both, and you will own her soul. There are three kinds of guys: nice guys, bad boys, nice guys with edge, civilized bad boys. I've never heard that before. The third is ideal balance of alpha seed with beta need. Nice guys with an edge. Nice guys, bad boys, nice guys with an edge. Okay. People in long-term relationships can learn a lot from the Pua community. We forget about seduction and game and focus on comfort and familiarity, which kills arousal and attraction. And you're right. A lot of it has to do with what I would call more of a dance that you play of, like, and it's funny because people that don't know the dynamics of it, guys that don't know the dynamics of it, they they feel like it's a bad look or it's a bad thing, yet they complain about their results. He'd be lucky if they are his brats. To keep a woman genuinely don't want her. Nice guys put themselves in a woman's frame because they believe it's the only way to secure sexual assets. Poo seduce their own frame. Off to work, coach. Have a great day. Thank you, Jen. Good to hear from you. Hope you're well. All right, folks, I'm at an hour and 5 minutes. This has been good. I don't want to overdo the nice guy Pua thing because we're going to talk about it tomorrow at 11 a.m. on the 11 a.m. Indo-China time, which I think is late night for most of you out there. Does anyone have any closing questions or a topic you want me to talk about later this week? Great to have G Money and Azam on. It's been a while, folks. It's been a while. David, it's good to see you, bud. Leandra, Double D, Oh Johnny, Keisha. It should be fun. Pook and Rose. Guys, two people to read from. Pook and Rosie. Okay. Sadly, I'll miss that stream. I had a timing, huh? Yeah, you've mentioned these guys before, huh, Zom? Yeah, this is gonna be nice. I'm getting a Rode mixer where I can Bluetooth calls in. So we're gonna have calls come in. This is gonna be fun. I can't wait to get this equipment. My ex told me treat him mean and keep him keen. It didn't work for him. Treat him mean and keep him keen. I don't know if being mean would be. There's this line from nice guy to yeah. There's this. Uh, I think the interesting thing is if people sometimes guys that are way far on the nice guy scale, I'm like, just read a couple of these books. And some of them are like, oh yeah, and some will just be like, oh yeah, this isn't who I this I'm like, well, this is what probably it doesn't mean you have to drink the Kool-Aid and do everything the book says, but you do need to visit it in a way that uh, you look at it in an objective way and then think like, what about my results? If she leaves, let her go. Especially if she lied and cheated. The trash took itself out. Yeah, I mean that's absolutely true. Um, I mean, what's the alternative? Either did I. Treat them mean. It's just like yeah. If a pickup artist said like treat them mean and keep them keen, I would just be like, what? People don't realize in there needs to be an element of emotional vulnerability to draw the best out of a woman. Don't be an ice wall. Be a strong tree she can rely on. I've never heard that before. That's eloquent. Just understand this. It's not about her. It's about you. How does she win you over? Take it from there. My opinion, if you're really truly spinning multiple plates, if you're seeing multiple women and you're dating, then there is no one playbook. It's kind of like if you think about people that go fishing. Like, so there's some people like when I grew up, I went trout fishing in streams and lakes. And so my father took me trout fishing. It was something I actually, one of the few things my dad taught me was hunting and fishing. I cannot hang a picture on the wall or screw a screw in the wall. There's no handiness to me. My father never did stuff like that. And maybe I shouldn't blame that, but anyhow, fishing, it's so different to go fishing for rainbow trout than to go fishing for tuna in the sea. Can you learn all of them? Yeah. I think that if you start dating multiple women, there isn't one playbook. Um, and it really depends on the environments that you're doing your hunting. Elements of great sex, Debbie, dominance, devote, emotion, variety, immersion. Elements of great sex. What does Devi mean? Devi. Am I missing something there? Dominance, emotion, variety, immersion. Being an emotionless alpha is an act. Be a real human being. So, what do you mean by that statement? Elements of great sex, Devi. Oh, Devi's okay. I'm sorry. Now I get it. It's the abbreviation. Maybe we can just throw L on the end and call it devil. Dominance, emotion, variety, immersion, love. No, lust. So elements of great. You're saying from the man's point of view because of dominance. What would you? I'm just curious, G Money. Out of those elements of great sex, which one would you say is the most important? I'm curious. Which one would you say is the most important? Is Dark Knight. What's the interpretation of immersion? Like being in the moment completely? Can't wait to get the new mics. It's gonna be a game changer. Real radio show. They all work together. Being lacking in one makes you come off as an unauthentic. All right, folks, we're gonna close out strong because it's 21:11 right now for me, which is 9:11. What's up, Ozzy? Miami's finest. 9:11. All right, folks. Thank you for the likes. I will be on 11 a.m. Indo-China time. If you want to join the Instagram, Coach Mac McCarthy, my schedule is posted up there. It's a little shorter this week. If you want to book a live coaching session, go to writemac.com. If you want to send in your breakup story and have me unpack it in a YouTube video, that's also available on writemac.com. Otherwise, it is curtains.